US President Donald Trump says he's excited over his India visit next week. Also says he likes Prime Minister Modi a lot and looks forward to being greeted by over 7 million people expected to line up the streets between the airport and the Mahavihara Stadium in Ahmedabad. First meeting of the newly constituted Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Trust in New Delhi today. 15-member trust headed by senior advocate K. Parasaran likely to decide construction date of the Ram temple in Ayodhya. COVID-19 outbreak claims 2,000 lives in China. Beijing releases the first detailed medical report of the deadly outbreak. All 406 people at ITBP quarantine facility discharged and 248 people at Manesar army camp also sent home. The Supreme Court invites Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari to discuss issues related to the centre's plan of switching all public transport and government vehicles to electric vehicles over a period of time in order to curb air pollution. Major breakthrough for security forces. Jammu and Kashmir police gunned down 3 terrorists in Tral during search operations. All 3 terrorists identified. And in sports, India's Sunil Kumar wins gold medal in the Greco-Roman event at Asian Wrestling Championships. It's the first gold by India in 27 years in Greco-Roman category. India also wins bronze in the 55-kilogram category. Well, Ahmedabad is all set to welcome US President Donald Trump on Monday. From Howdy Modi in Houston to Namaste Trump, the bonhomie between President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will add another glowing chapter to Indo-US ties.
President Trump reciprocating India's Namaste Trump call. This will be his first bilateral visit to India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will host President Trump in Ahmedabad as well as New Delhi on the 24th and 25th of February.
I happen to like Prime Minister Modi a lot, and he told me we'll have 7 million people between the airport and the event. And the stadium, I understand, is sort of semi under construction, but it's going to be the largest stadium in the world, so it's going to be very exciting. But he says between the stadium and the airport, we'll have about 7 million people, so it's going to be very exciting.
Like the Howdy Modi event in Houston, Namaste Trump event will be held at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Stadium or Motera Stadium after it is inaugurated by the US President on February 24th.
When President Donald Trump will be on his maiden visit to India, Gujarat is all set to welcome him. All the posters are up. Also, there are posters of the grand stadium that is going to be inaugurated. This is going to be the world's biggest cricket stadium that is going to be inaugurated by both the leaders of both the countries, and this is going to be a grand event for which Ahmedabad is decking up. There are several billboards, also posters depicting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump on the posters. Also, the posters speak of the amalgamation and the meeting of 2 big democratic countries and all the things, all for the road show and for his different visits to different places. All of it is being kept into place, and Ahmedabad and Gujarat is all equipped to host the US President and its First Lady. With camera person Sumit Nadia, this is Meghna Dev, DD News, Ahmedabad.
And we will bring you back to our top story of the US President's visit to India starting Monday. But first, let's take you across live to Jammu and Kashmir. DGP of that Union Territory is addressing the media.
दूसरा ये हो गया कि जो VPN इस्तेमाल करता है या सोशल मीडिया कश्मीर में इस्तेमाल करता है, क्या सबका क्राइम है? जैसे अगर मैं भी WhatsApp इस्तेमाल करता हूं कोई VPN लगा के, क्या हम सब उस क्राइम में शरीक हैं, इंक्लूडिंग पुलिस, आर्मी एंड CRPF में? क्या ये है क्योंकि वेग सिस्टम है, कोई चीज लाइन टाई नहीं की गई है, हु इज कमिटिंग क्राइम एंड हु इज नॉट? प्लीज अगर उस पे आप थोड़ा सा इलॉबरेट करते ताकि लोगों को भी पता चलता, हमको भी पता चलता है कि व्हाट्स आवर डोमेन एंड व्हाट शुड वी डू.
मैं चाहूंगा आईजी साहब जरा रिएक्ट करें इस पे.
जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं कि 14 जनवरी को होम डिपार्टमेंट ने एक ऑर्डर निकाला है, उसमें सोशल मीडिया को यूज करने पर बैन लगाया गया है, हम सब जानते हैं. उसके बावजूद भी बहुत सारे लोग VPN के थ्रू सोशल मीडिया को यूज कर रहे हैं. उसमें से भी कुछ लोग ऐसे मिसक्रेंट हैं जो रिमर फैला रहे हैं, लोगों को इंस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, कुछ मिलिटेंट को इंस्टिगेट भी कर रहे हैं, यहाँ ग्रेनेड थ्रो करो, यहाँ फायरिंग करो। हमारे पास प्रूफ है। तो हम लोग जनरल एफआईआर लगाया है। जैसा कि आप लोग मीडिया में उछाले कि 200 लोगों को खिलाफ लगाएंगे, टोटली गलत है। किसी के बारे में एफआईआर नहीं है, जनरल एफआईआर है। दौरान तफ्तीश जो इन्वॉल्व पाया जाएगा उसमें उसको अरेस्ट करेंगे।
सर किस किस को लगाएंगे? जो वीपीएन
मेरा पहला प्रायोरिटी होगा जो रिमर फैला रहा है, जो इंस्टिगेट कर रहा है, मिलिटेंट को फ्रीफेट कर रहा है, मतलब जो पीस को तोड़ने के काम कर रहा है।
और सेकंड प्रायोरिटी
बात देखा जाएगा।
सेकंड है। अभी हम फर्स्ट पे ही रहे हैं। अभी हम फर्स्ट पे हैं। सेकंड की तरफ जब बढ़ेंगे आपको जरूर बताएंगे।
जम्मू एंड कश्मीर आप बहुत सारी नए रिक्रूटमेंट्स कर रहे हैं, जैसे बुलेट हेलीकॉप्टर में, व्हाट आर जो आप वो सब चीजें उसके बारे में।
देखिए, आज की लाइफ में टेक्नोलॉजी के बगैर काम करना मुश्किल होता है, और टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत सारे काम में आपकी मदद करती है। हमने पिछले कुछ टाइम में अपने जो पुलिस फोर्स को ड्रोन्स के साथ इक्विप किया, ताकि जहां लैंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशंस होती हैं उसकी लाइव कवरेज हो सके। बहुत कम एविडेंस उनके।
You heard the Jammu and Kashmir DGP talking about how additional arrangements are being made so that incidents that take place in the valley in particular are covered in a sensitized manner by the media. Let's move on and bring you back to the top story. Well, US President Donald Trump has said a big trade deal with India will be done soon, although he couldn't exactly say when. This has come just days before his maiden bilateral visit to India starting Monday.
Well, we can have a trade deal with India, but I'm really saving the big deal for later on. We're doing a very big trade deal with India. We'll have it. I don't know if it'll be done before the election, but we'll have a very big deal with India.
And the safest car in the world, the official ride of US President Donald Trump on his foreign visits, the Beast 2.0, will make an appearance in India alongside President Trump on Monday. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology, let us see what makes Beast 2.0 one of the most advanced and safe vehicles in the world.
American President Donald Trump will be on a two-day state visit to India from 24th February. Along with the POTUS, the Beast will also come to India. The safest car in the world, it is the presidential state car of the United States of America, so wherever POTUS goes, the Beast follows. No chemical or nuclear attack will harm the people sitting inside the car once the doors are shut. Several inches of steel plates are placed under the chassis to secure it against bomb blasts and landmines. The windows of the Beast are made up of 5 layers of glass and polycarbonate that no bullet can penetrate. The driver's cabin has excellent communication facilities and a GPS tracker. The wheels of the car have a steel rim which does not reduce the speed of the car even if the wheels are punctured. The car is equipped with a pump-action shotgun and a tear gas cannon for safety. The front of the car has tear gas grenade launchers and night vision cameras. Along with this, blood bags are also present in the car in case of any emergency. There is a satellite phone in the rear seat of the car which is directly connected to the Vice President of America and the Pentagon. No ordinary driver drives the car. The chauffeur is trained by the US Secret Services. He is well trained to drive under adverse circumstances and ensuring the safety of the president. So be it turning the car sharply at 180 degrees or any other swift maneuvers, the driver is always on top of things. On 24th September 2018, Beast was specially customized for President Trump. Beast 2.0 replaced the one that was used by former President Barack Obama. On 24th February, the Beast will roar down the streets of Ahmedabad as President Trump participates in a grand road show. With inputs from Neeraj Singh, Bureau Report, DD News.
And Prime Minister Modi as well as President Trump share a lot in common. Not only are the two leaders dynamic and mass leaders, but they're also prolific in their social media engagements. The frequent Twitter exchanges between them bear out this fact as well. Take a look.
They are the leaders of the world's largest and oldest democracies. They draw enormous crowds at their rallies and other public events. They both rose to power as leaders of the masses. And they will have a lot to talk about when President Donald Trump visits India for the first time on the 24th of February. Trade, strategic ties, security, defense deals and enhancing people-to-people connect are just a few topics on the agenda.
The US market has been the single largest market for Indian exporters. For expectations of a mini trade deal because it's important for India. Defense deals will definitely be on the table, including perhaps for helicopters, and there's talk because the US has sent to the Congress the notification for authorization of sale of integrated air defense systems.
The two leaders may find they have much in common if they venture into the world of social media. Both are prolific users of social networking sites. Donald Trump is the most popular head of state or government with 72.6 million followers on Twitter, while Prime Minister Modi is at number 2 with 53.1 million followers. In fact, President Trump announced his India visit tweeting, "Great honor, I think." Mark Zuckerberg recently stated that Donald J. Trump is number 1 on Facebook. Number 2 is Prime Minister Modi of India. Actually, I'm going to India in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it. In 2017 too, using his official POTUS account, President Trump tweeted that he is looking forward to discussing important strategic issues with a true friend. Playing host after the meeting in the White House, President Trump recalled his previous campaign pledge that if elected, India would have a true friend in the White House.
During my campaign, I pledged that if elected, India would have a true friend in the White House. And that is now exactly what you have, a true friend.
President Trump also praised PM Modi's Twitter prowess.
Prime Minister Modi and I are world leaders in social media. We're believers, giving the citizens of our countries the opportunity to hear directly from their elected officials and for us to hear directly from them.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also described his White House visit as being filled with friendliness from the opening tweet to the end of talks.
ओपनिंग ट्वीट से लेकर हमारी वार्ता के समापन तक राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप की मित्रता भरे वेलकम का मैं हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं।
Fast forward to 23rd May 2019. President Trump was among the first world leaders to congratulate the Prime Minister on his massive second-term win. He tweeted, "Congratulations to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his BJP party on their big election victory. Great things are in store for the US-India partnership with the return of PM Modi at the helm. I look forward to continuing our important work together." Prime Minister Modi's prompt response read, "Thank you, Donald Trump. This victory represents the aspirations of a nation of 1.3 billion people. I too am looking forward to working closely with you for closer bilateral ties, which also augur well for global peace and prosperity." Then on the 23rd of September, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted to the US President hours after the two world leaders shared the stage at a mega event in Houston, calling it a watershed moment in India-USA ties. President Trump's response on the microblogging site was short and sweet: "The USA loves India." And this love between the two countries, led by two dynamic leaders, will definitely grow stronger when President Trump has another date with PM Modi next week. Bureau Report, DD News.
But with all that cooperation, bonhomie and personal rapport between the two leaders in the background, you can imagine what kind of a future the ties will be between India and the US and what sort of an addition will be made to it when President Trump is here starting Monday for 2 days for his first bilateral visit as US President to the country. Okay, now the first meeting of the Ram Mandir Trust to oversee construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya will be held in New Delhi at the Delhi residence of K. Parasaran, the head of the trust. The trust has been constituted by the government. The trust meeting is likely to finalize the date to start the construction of the Ram Temple. Prime Minister Modi had announced the formation of the 15-member trust in Parliament on the 5th of February. The Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust has 7 members, 5 nominated members and 3 trustees. The trust was formed in adherence to the Supreme Court verdict on the Ayodhya dispute in November last year. Senior lawyer Parasaran has been named as the head of the trust. Let me now take you across to my colleague Rajesh Raj to find out more about this. Rajesh, what can you tell us about this first meeting of this key trust? Will it finalize the start of the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya today itself?
हाँ बिल्कुल गौतम, आज शाम 5 बजे जो राम मंदिर के लिए ट्रस्ट का निर्माण किया गया है उसकी पहली बैठक होनी है, जिस पर तमाम लोगों की निगाहें टिकी हुई है। और आज के दिन बेहद महत्वपूर्ण हम कह सकते हैं। जो राम मंदिर के आंदोलन से जुड़े हुए तमाम जो लोग हैं उनके मन में तो कौतूहल है ही, जो आम लोग हैं उनके मन में भी बहुत जिज्ञासा है कि आखिर राम मंदिर निर्माण की जो काम है वो कब शुरू होता है, कब उसके मुहूर्त निकलते हैं, तारीखों का ऐलान कब होता है। इन तमाम बिंदुओं पर जहां इस बैठक में चर्चा होने की संभावना है, वहीं कहीं न कहीं ट्रस्ट के जो मेंबर्स हैं उनकी संख्या बढ़ाए जाने को लेकर उनका भी चुनाव होना है। और उसके अलावा जो मंदिर निर्माण में जो आने वाली राशि है वो राशि कहाँ से आएगी, किन किन संगठनों के द्वारा और या कहाँ से राशि उपलब्ध होंगे, इस पर एक महत्वपूर्ण चर्चा होनी है। कई तरह के विचार सामने आ रहे हैं कि आम लोगों से भी चंदे लिए जाएं, आम लोगों से को भी इससे जुड़ने का मौका दिया जाए, या फिर जो कई तरह के संगठन हैं जो खुलकर सामने आ रहे हैं उनके द्वारा भी चंदा जो है वो राम मंदिर के निर्माण के लिए मिल सकता है। इन तमाम बिंदुओं पर जहां उसमें चर्चा होगी, वहीं जो कार सेवा से जुड़े हुए लोग हैं, कामेश्वर चौपाल, उनको भी उसमें मेंबर बनाया गया है जो बिहार से आते हैं और वो कार सेवक रहे हैं। तो कुल मिलाकर हम कह सकते हैं कि जो पहली बैठक है उस बैठक पर तमाम लोगों की निगाहें टिकी हैं कि किन किन लोगों को और जोड़ा जाता है और फिर क्या प्रारूप होता है मंदिर निर्माण को लेकर, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि राम करोड़ों लोगों की आस्था का एक केंद्र रहे हैं और बरसों से ये मामला लंबित था। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से फैसला आने के बाद भारत सरकार ने ट्रस्ट निर्माण की घोषणा की, ट्रस्ट निर्माण को हरी झंडी दिखाई है। अब ट्रस्ट का काम है कि वो निर्माण की प्रक्रिया को शुरू करें, उसकी कैसे क्या मियाद हो, क्या उसका प्रारूप हो, इन तमाम बिंदुओं पर चर्चा जो है आज होनी है। और चर्चा के बाद मीडिया को जब ब्रीफिंग की जाएगी तो पता चल पाएगा कि आखिर किन किन बिंदुओं पर चर्चा हुई और क्या कुछ निकलकर सामने आता है।
We look forward to that briefing because Rajesh, like you said, there are several aspects to this decision. It's not just a matter of deciding a date, but a lot of other issues which need to fall in place for the construction to even begin have to be decided. You're saying the expansion of the trust could be one issue, and also how to include all those people, because it's a matter of faith and very strong faith as far as this temple construction issue in Ayodhya, the Janmbhumi of Bhagwan Ram is concerned. A lot of people want to connect with it. They want to contribute to it in terms of money as well as perhaps even their own labor. And we'll have to wait and see what sort of a decision is taken on that as well. Thanks a lot for joining us for the time being, Rajesh Raj. Okay, now the last batch of 6 people among the 406 quarantined at the ITBP facility in Delhi were discharged today after being evacuated earlier this month from the COVID-19 hit Wuhan. The second batch of about 100 people were discharged yesterday, while a batch of about 200 people were discharged on Monday. All released persons have been advised to remain self-isolated for the next 14 days at their respective places. They were also advised about the do's and don'ts during this period. A total of 654 people were brought back from Wuhan in China on the 1st of February, and the second as well in 2 747 Boeing Air India aircraft after the outbreak of the novel coronavirus in China. While 406 of these were sent to the ITBP facility, 248 were quarantined at an army center in Haryana's Manesar. All those quarantined at the Manesar facility have also been discharged yesterday. Now, at the same time, the death toll from the coronavirus epidemic, that is COVID-19 epidemic in China, has crossed 2,000 mark, with the death of 136 more people, while the overall confirmed cases have climbed to 74,185 according to the Chinese authorities. The National Health Commission has said in its daily report that 2,004 people have died of the disease known as COVID-19. The Commission also said that 1,749 new cases of novel coronavirus infection have been confirmed. Of the new deaths, 132 have been reported from the worst hit Hubei province and 1 each from Heilongjiang, Shandong, Guangdong and Guizhou. Another 1,185 new suspected cases have also been reported. On Tuesday, 236 patients became seriously ill, while 1,824 people were discharged from hospital after recovery. The Commission added that 11,977 patients remain in severe condition and 5,248 people are suspected of being infected with the virus. So far, 14,376 patients have been infected with the novel coronavirus and they have been discharged from hospital after recovery. Now, hundreds of cruise passengers are also ending their 14-day quarantine ordeal on board the Diamond Princess in Japan, and they're finally disembarking at the port of Yokohama after a final check by doctors for the highly infectious COVID-19 virus. Relieved passengers began leaving a coronavirus-racked cruise ship in Japan after testing negative for the disease. For some 500 passengers were allowed to disembark after testing negative. Those with no symptoms and a negative test received an official certificate saying they posed no risk of infection of NCOV, as the said person has also presented no symptoms, including fever at the time of infection. But not everyone has been lucky. Anyone who has had contact with an infected passenger will have to undergo 14 more days in quarantine. Several countries appear to have lost patience with the on-board quarantine and have prepared chartered planes to bring back their citizens. In the first such evacuation on Monday, more than 300 Americans flew home, even though 14 of the passengers had tested positive. Earlier Wednesday, South Korea flew 6 of its nationals plus a Japanese spouse to Seoul. They will be placed in isolation for 14 days there. Britain, Hong Kong and Australia are among other countries that have vowed to repatriate people from the ship but will insist on a further 14-day quarantine on home soil. Okay, moving on. COP13 is currently underway in Gujarat's Gandhinagar, and Doordarshan's team caught up with some of the activists who are doing path-breaking work in their respective arenas. Our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya caught up with the troika of Dr. Supraja Dharani, Dr. Purnima Devi Barman and Naveen Chandra, who are working in different fields but with one aim, and that's to bring a change in the lives of migratory species. Let's hear the stories.
COP13 is all about preserving and safeguarding the natural resources as well as the migrant species. I've got with me some people who are exactly doing that. Let's find out what is their way of safeguarding these migrant species. Supraja, tell us about your work and how are you trying to save these turtles?
We are working on a community-based sea turtle conservation program along the 3 states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. And we have more than 316 fisher community youth who are called the Sea Turtle Protection Force members, who are patrolling beaches in the night and early morning, protecting sea turtles that are coming ashore to nest, watching over their nests in purpose-built hatcheries, and safely releasing. We've released close to 24 lakh baby turtles into the sea.
I have been working with 10,000 people in Assam in Dadora Posoria Singimari village. The bird's name is Hargila. They don't breed in the protected area. That is the main problem. So they don't enjoy the government protection. They go to the people's home and choose the tall trees and breed there. And people just cut down the tree to get rid of this bird. And to save this bird, what we did, we tried to integrate this bird into the tradition. And we mobilized the all-women army group. We have 400 women, rural women, who are called Hargila Army.
In Uttarakhand, we have 65% green cover. So the green cover means not, bad news, but if we go on ground, the people are struggling. Our main aim to create employment through tourism or through conservation activities. What we do ecotourism or responsible tourism. So, people, those who are staying inside the jungle, right? So, so they create small things like, homestay or not a big hotel, but yeah, experiential thing. So we do camping, we do nature walks, we do hiking, this kind of stuff.
When we talk about migrating wildlife, migrating species, it is also about individuals, it is also about community coming together and safeguarding them. And these experiences, these examples shows us exactly that. With cameraman Sumit Naudiyal, this is Tapush Bhattacharya, DD News, Gandhinagar.
Let's get you an update from Ground Zero now. We're taking you across live to Tapas Bhattacharya, my colleague there at the COP13 for migratory species. Good afternoon, Tapas. How are things going as far as COP13 for migratory species is concerned. What to you are the biggest takeaways so far of this meet?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, Gautam. And yes, right now there is a break in the plenary session of the COP13. But what we can tell you is that there is a major takeaway. There are a few major takeaways, especially when it comes to the aquatic, marine life, and also about the climate change. The CMS is absolutely serious about the fact that the climate change is something that has been bothering a lot of activists as well as the government organization, because a drop or an increase of probably half a degree Celsius has impacted a lot of species, especially those who stay near the coastal area. So those are some of the major things. And also the government of India, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually on 17th of this month said that in the inaugural speech that we need to have a proper mechanism, a survey of our mammals and aquatic mammals. So the government of India, under the leadership of the Union Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, Forest and Climate Change, is undertaking a survey of the mammals and the marine turtles, and that's something that's a major thing that they are going to do in this year. So 2020, which we have been calling a super year for when it comes to environment and such activities. So government of India moving in a full throttle in a way that because of being president of COP13 and also being president of COP14, it is a responsibility of the country to showcase and show the way that they mean business, and these are some of the steps that they are taking to underline that belief that yes, India is emerging as a leader when it comes to environment issues. Gautam.
Yes, and the other issue, of course, of these migratory birds that come from really afar in from Europe as well, apart from southern Russia, to wetlands. So wetlands is another issue that protection of wetlands and promoting them as well, so that they are the best homes, temporary homes to these birds. To what extent has India pledged to ensure that these birds are completely safe and they flourish while they make their temporary home in India?
Gautam, you also know, and you probably have more experience when it comes to dealing with say CF, and you know a lot about that. So, government of India is making a major work on the Central Asian flyway, and remember that these birds, some of the birds like ammo falcons, they travel all the way from China to India and then to Central Asian countries. So they're making a major policy decision regarding the safeguarding and preserving these species. And also we talk about the wetlands. The Ramsar Convention, we just recently added 10 more wetland sites in the country. That says a lot about the fact that even though there is a lot of pressure on India to, the population pressure is there to, go ahead and turn some of the land into, for population, growth, turn into cities. But India is making a major push regarding these wetlands and safeguarding these wetlands. Remember, these wetlands are a major source of your fresh water and groundwater sources, and also
yes.
They maintain the ecosystem, the fragile ecosystem that is there. So like keeping those things in mind, everyone has to say that India is doing its bit, and it is actually taking a leadership role when it comes to saving and preserving these wetlands. And that's one of the reason why the Ramsar Convention actually added 10 more sites in India, and one expect that that number will increase in the days to come, when India will have more such sites and more such wetlands in the country, where the government will make it a protected area.
Okay. Well, let's hope that there is tremendous progress made in that sphere as well. Thanks a lot for joining us from Gandhinagar, Tapas Bhattacharya. Okay, now the Supreme Court has invited Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari to discuss issues relating to Centre's policy of switching all public transport and government vehicles to electric vehicles over a period of time in order to curb air pollution. Chief Justice S.A. Bobde termed this gesture of the Apex Court as an invite and not a summons. He expressed inclination to discuss with Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari these issues. The Supreme Court was hearing a public interest litigation seeking implementation of its policy to gradually convert all public transport and government vehicles to electric vehicles. At least 3 terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir. One of the terrorists, Jahangir, was a commander of Hizbul Mujahideen and was involved in 8 big terror activities. Security forces launched a cordon search operation in Tral area of Pulwama district late Tuesday night, following the information that had come to them about the presence of the terrorists there.
आज फिर एक कामयाब ऑपरेशन शेराबाद तराल में हुआ, जिसमें हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन के 3 टेररिस्ट मारे गए। हमाद खान के उस एरिया में मारे जाने के बाद जो सबसे खतरनाक टेररिस्ट वहां पर ऑपरेट कर रहा था और जिसने हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन की उस जगह में कमांड ली थी, जहांगीर, वो भी इसमें शामिल है। और उसके साथ दूसरा जो राजा मकबूल और तीसरा सदात, 2 तराल के रहने वाले हैं और तीसरा बिजबिहाड़ा का रहने वाला है। काफ़ी बड़ी तादाद में इनसे असला अम्नीशन भी पकड़ा गया है।
A Naxal was killed in an encounter with security forces in Chhattisgarh Sukma district. The police said the encounter took place in a forest near Tondamarka village when a team of the District Reserve Guard, that's the DRG, was out on a counter-insurgency operation. Separate squad of DRG, CRPF's elite unit Cobra, that is Commando Battalion for Resolute Action, and the Special Task Force on Tuesday launched the operation in the forest located around 450 kilometers from the state capital Raipur. When the DRG patrolling team was cordoning off a forest area in Chinta Gufa Chiltalnar junction, an exchange of fire broke out between the 2 sides. After guns fell silent, body of an ultra was recovered from the spot, adding that search operation was still underway in the area. An Abhiyan is a flagship program of the Government of India which ensures convergence with various programs to achieve improvement in nutritional status of children from up to 6 years, adolescent girls, pregnant women and lactating mothers in a time-bound manner. How is the scheme working in the Dindigul district of Tamil Nadu? Take a look at this ground report.
Children along with pregnant and lactating women of Dindigul district of Tamil Nadu are reaping benefits from the ambitious Poshan Abhiyan. Under the initiative, the nutritional demands of mothers, children, lactating and pregnant women are taken care of. The Anganwadis and its workers are working relentlessly to cater the demands of pregnant women. Under the scheme, eggs, lentils, dalia, fruits, jaggery are provided to the beneficiaries. The program is thus tackling stunting, undernutrition, anemia and low birth weight babies.
I'm being given nutritional food in Anganwadi. My weight is also regularly monitored. My health is in good shape. The scheme is very fruitful to the pregnant women like me. I'm happy that such a scheme is there at place.
Poshan Abhiyan has come up as a boon to the people of Dindigul district, as people who cannot afford nutritious food are being provided with it. Ground Report Desk, DD News.
The Buddhist heritage of Odisha is rich and varied both in sculptures and architecture. Ratnagiri is one of them, which is situated in the Jajpur district of Odisha. Ratnagiri means the hill of jewels. Once upon a time, this ruined Mahavihara was the major Buddhist monastery in Odisha. It's 100 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar, the state capital.
Archaeological treasures of Ratnagiri were first noticed in the year 1905. The extensive excavation of the site was carried out by Archaeological Survey of India between 1958 and 1961. Excavation of this site brought to light the remains of the magnificent Buddhist establishment consisting of a stupa, monastic complex, shrines, sculptures, architectural fragments and other antiquities. The Buddhist monument were constructed from the 5th century AD onwards. However, the construction activities of Ratnagiri got special impetus under the royal patronage of the Bhumakaras from the 9th to 10th century AD.
Every one is different from each other. That is very important. And by inscription, it is known that it is Ratnagiri Mahavihara Aryaviku Sanghasa. During 5th century AD to 15th century AD, it was highly flourished and it was like a university, Buddhist university. So it is very important site.
The excavation also unearthed the remains of Hindu temple named as Dharma Mahakala. Another attraction of Ratnagiri is its museum. A visit to Ratnagiri will not be complete without visiting this museum on the northwest corner of the site, which exhibits an impressive collection of antiquities that were excavated from the site.
This has attracted more visitors since its exposure way back in 1960s. And we have this sprawling monastery, number 2, with other monasteries. Then many Vajrayan Buddhist sculptures as well as Mahakala Chakrayan sculptures are available here.
Ratnagiri undoubtedly ranks with Nalanda and Taxila among the largest Buddhist settlement anywhere in India. With its architectural grandeur, balanced composition and effective array of splendid sculptures, with their superb artistic excellence and iconographic details, Ratnagiri has always attracted the tourists and researchers around the year. Bureau Report, DD India.
The central government has launched the Soil Health Card scheme in 2015 to assess the nutritional status of the soil at every farm in the country. The ambitious scheme has completed 5 successful years this month. A recent study by the National Productivity Council on a sample size of 1,700 farmers in 76 districts of 19 states shows that the scheme has yielded great results. Here's a comprehensive report.
Farmers in India contribute majorly in the economy. Our survival is dependent on them. The centre has taken numerous steps to ensure their welfare by making them tech-friendly. This move has yielded positive results and the farmers are a happy lot today. The onus on the transformation of rural sector in the country lies on the Soil Health Card scheme, which was started to assess the nutritional status of the soil in every farm in the country. Launched in 2015, the ambitious Soil Health Card scheme completes 5 successful years. Using science and technology, soil health is tested and the farmers accordingly opt for the crop that would result in productive yield at low costs. Under the scheme, 13 crore 53 lakh soil health cards have been issued so far. The farmers have progressed considerably through this scheme and are thankful to the government for same.
जैसे ये योजना गवर्नमेंट ने चालू करी, हमारे गांव में तो लगभग कोई बच ही नहीं रहा किसान जिसकी मिट्टी की जांच न हुई हो. उसके बाद में हमारे यहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा मिट्टी में जो कमी मिली वो यूरिया की मात्रा ज़्यादा थी.
हमारे यहाँ जितनी भी मिट्टी चेक हुई इनमें सब में पोटास की कमी आई हर खेत में. तो मिट्टी चेक होने के उससे इन्होंने बताया फिर उसी हिसाब से पोटास डाले इसमें यूरिया की मात्रा घटेगी.
According to the study done by National Productivity Council on 1,700 farmers in 76 districts of 19 states, usage of Soil Health Card has led to decline in usage of chemical fertilizers and increase in crop produce at the same time. Usage of Soil Health Card has led to 10 to 20% increase in crop yield, 10 to 30% increase of pulses yield, 40% increase in oilseeds and 10 to 20% increase in cotton yield. Cultivation of crops like paddy, tur, potato, sunflower have led to manifold increase in the income of the farmers. The statistical data clearly shows that Soil Health Card scheme is not only proving to be a blessing for the farmers as it has enhanced their incomes, but is also proving to be a milestone for Modi government that aims to double the farmers' income by 2022. With inputs from Anuj Yadav, DD India.
In fact, Soil Health Card Day is being observed today. The day is observed across the country to create awareness about benefits of Soil Health Card scheme launched by Prime Minister Modi on the 19th February 2015. And to mark the occasion, Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Narendra Tomar, addressed a national workshop today.
पिछले दिनों जो अभियान चला उसमें 2 चरणों में लगभग 11 करोड़ से अधिक सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड बांटे गए। उनका लाभ हमारे देश की खेती को मिल रहा है, लेकिन अभी इस दिशा में और काम करने की आवश्यकता है।
A temple in Lisbon has become a place of worship not only for Hindus from India but for people of all faiths and nationalities. It reinforces the multicultural and pluralistic ethos of the city. Our correspondent Munmun Bhattacharya has filed this report from Lisbon.
The Radha Krishna temple in Lisbon is a place of worship, not only for the Hindu community from India and Portugal, but also people belonging to different religions and nationalities. Nearly 7,000 devotees visit the temple every year, including from schools, colleges, universities and government entities.
विशेष जो हमारे भारतीय हैं, जो मुख्यतः हैं भारत से, लेकिन उनके माता पिता इत्यादि सभी साउथ अफ्रीका के मोजाम्बिक में निवास करते थे। वहाँ पोर्चुगीज सोसाइटी थी। वहाँ से फिर वो सभी यहाँ पोर्चुगल में आए। पुर्तगाल में आने के बाद में उन लोगों को अपना सनातन जो है, यहाँ पे कोई बड़ा मंदिर नहीं था, छोटा भी मंदिर नहीं था। इन लोगों ने मंदिर बनाया और इतना अच्छा मंदिर बनाया। उसके बाद में सनातन परंपरा को इतना अच्छे से सिंचन करके रखा कि आज यहाँ के लोग जो भी यूरोपियन हैं वो आते हैं और वो आकर के यहीं पे रहना चाहते हैं कि नहीं हमको यहीं रहना है।
The Radha Krishna temple in North Lisbon was founded in 1998 and it has since helped in developing a strong Indian-Portuguese relationship. Prime Minister Narendra Modi came here in June 2017. In fact, people from all faiths and nationalities come here to worship and especially to celebrate Hindu festivals. The temple also runs classes and workshops in Indian classical dance forms as well as in Gujarati and Hindi language skills, among others. The temple is a result of many decades of efforts by the Hindu community in Portugal.
In 1987, they gave us a land over here, a piece of land here in the Passo da Lumiar, yeah, and where we made a dream project of doing this socio-cultural complex. In 1989, when the first foundation, the stone for the complex was laid in the presence of the mayor of Lisbon, we did the inauguration of this Radha Krishna temple in 1998, on 4th of November 1998, in the presence of the President Dr. George Sampaio.
The temple aims to keep the values of Sanatan Dharma alive and awaken people to Hindu traditions while working as a microcosm of Indian culture. Such temples are a celebration of the deep religious and spiritual bond that Indians and Portuguese share.
And now it's time in Midday Prime to get you all the updates from the business world. And for all the business and economy updates, we have Nancy with us now.
Thanks, Gautam. Yes, all the business news this afternoon. Well, first, let's talk about the markets. And the equity markets have been highly volatile in the afternoon trade today. The benchmark BSE Sensex rallied 400 points to trade at 41,287 levels. Now, Reliance Industries, Bajaj Finance and Nestle that gained up to 2.4% were the top gainers. And on the downside, IndusInd Bank, Maruti Suzuki and Sun Pharma were the top laggards. On the NSE, the Nifty was up 124 points to trade at 12,118 levels. Sectorally speaking, metals and pharma counters were charging ahead with the respective Nifty indices gaining 1.65 and 1.8% respectively. And this was followed by the gains in the Nifty Realty Index and the Nifty Bank Index, up 1.4% and up 1% respectively. On the other hand, the Nifty Auto Index was down 0.44%. And strong will, a strong roadmap and transparent governance system can make an impossible vision turn into a realm of possibility. A flagship program of the Modi government, the Direct Benefit Transfer, the DBT, is setting new milestones every day. Now, this program has not only wiped out corruption from the governance system, but also has helped in identifying over 10 crore cases or accounts which are fake with ghost beneficiaries.
Direct Benefit Transfer, or DBT, has helped the government reach out directly to the common man, but it has also shown the door to ghosts. It may sound strange, but this is also true. DBT and Aadhaar has not only shown the door to middlemen and dalals, but it has also exposed large-scale corruption and red tapeism. According to a government portal that monitors DBT, after the Modi government implemented DBT on a large scale, over 10 crore fake, duplicate and ghost accounts have been identified, and money going into such accounts has been stopped. Now, directly the money is being transferred into the bank accounts of the intended real beneficiaries. According to the government, DBT and Aadhaar has led to elimination of 4.54 crore duplicate, fake, non-existent, inactive LPG connections.
We'll bring you the entire report a little while later, and thanks Nancy for joining us as well. Let's take you across live. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar is unveiling an annual yearbook India 2020 in the national capital today. Take a look at what's going on at the ground.
आइए सतीश हो गया नजदीक आओ इधर आओ एक जन उधर ज्यादा इम्बैलेंस हुआ ये ठीक
That's Union and the Minister unveiling the annual yearbook India 2020 in the national capital, along with the officials concerned as well. I believe the unveiling of the English edition is now taking place. Earlier it was the edition in Hindi.
सर अब ये टैबलेट
हाँ
ई-बुक वर्जन है
वो पीछे खुलेगी
हाँ सर यहाँ भी खुलेगी सर
तो आप लोग पीछे हो जाइए चाहे पीछे देख लो
ये देखो
ये क्या रखा है सर अब इसमें अगर आपने बुक करके देखना
वेरी गुड ये हिंदी ये इंग्लिश अभी वो हाथ से ले लो एक मिनट अभी वो वहां से ले लो एक कैमरे जरा उल्टा घुमाओ अच्छा अच्छा चल प्रकाशन विभाग का ही है ना
आजकल ना मनोरमा
64 से कर रहे
हो गए
56 साल 64 साल से हो सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्रालय के प्रकाशन विभाग ने पिछले 64 साल से एक उपक्रम प्रारंभ किया है, वो दिन ब दिन लोकप्रिय होता जा रहा है। भारत 2020 एक तरह से ईयरबुक, उसमें है राजनीति से लेकर भारत की भूमि से लेकर हर विभाग का, देश के सभी प्रमुख विभागों की सभी जानकारी इसमें है और इसलिए सभी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में बैठने वाले भी ये किताब जरूर पढ़ते हैं। हिंदी भी है, इंग्लिश भी है और अब डिजिटल भी है। तो यही नए तकनीक का उपयोग है, एक दिन में सबके हाथ में जाता है और इसका उपयोग सब लोग करते हैं। तो मेरी बहुत बहुत ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं और ऐसे ही नए नए कार्यक्रम प्रकाशन विभाग करता रहे और लोगों तक पहुंचता रहे, ये काम करने के लिए मैं उनको सारी शुभकामनाएं दे रहा हूं। सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई। Today I have released a book, actually an yearbook, India 2020, published by Publication Division and prepared by New Media Wing of Information and Broadcasting Ministry. And this is one good program which is continued for last 64 years. It's a record of kind. And this yearbook is becoming popular day by day. Many competitive exam students and many others also refer it as a reference book because this is official. Here there is not a single reference which is without reference, and therefore this book's value is not about printing and other things, but it is about the value the book carries. And therefore I expect that Publication Division will come out with many more books of this kind which will be highly popular and highly useful. Today I am particularly happy that this digital edition of this also is been published, and that will reach to the people immediately. And therefore all the best and congratulations to all the team which work for creating this wonderful book. Therefore I congratulate one and everyone who is involved in this effort. Thank you.
डिजिटल एडिशन आपका कितने में बिकेगा या फ्री है?
डिजिटल एडिशन 225 में बिकेगा और प्रिंट एडिशन 300 में बिकेगा।
अच्छा, तो 225 में हम कहाँ से खरीद सकते हैं?
वेबसाइट से भी खरीद, अमेज़न, गूगल और हमारी वेबसाइट, तीनों जगह से लिया जा सकता है।
किंडल पर भी आ जाएगा।
अमेज़न पे भी
आ जाएगा। मतलब
एक मिनट ये ले लो। हाँ, ये हिंदी और इंग्लिश के दोनों ईयरबुक्स इंडिया 2020 एंड भारत 2020 अमेज़ॉन पर भी उपलब्ध है, हमारे वेबसाइट पर भी उपलब्ध है 225 रुपये में। ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण पहल है जो आपके हाथ पहुंचेगी और बाकी भी सारे लोकप्रिय साइट्स पर ये किताब मिलेगी, किंडल पर भी मिलेगी। तो ये एक बहुत अच्छी सुविधा हुई है और आज से ही इसका अमल शुरू होगा। अभी हम देखते हैं।
थैंक यू सर।
अरे वो कहाँ गया रवि?
So there you saw Unionandi Minister Prakash Javadekar releasing the annual Yearbook India 2020, which is a compendium of all information that is related to the country and coming up to the current stage, which is the year 2020, and it's extremely useful to a number of people, professionals and also people who sit for competitive exams, students who want to become senior officials that were flanking the minister as well, something like that. So do go ahead. It's like the minister said, available everywhere apart from the ministry's own website. It can also be bought in an e-version at 225 rupees, even on all these sites that are there for e-purchases, e-commerce as well. Thanks a lot for watching Midday Prime for the moment, because that's all we could pack in. And stay tuned for all the latest to DD News and DD India.